This is a conversation that's very near and dear to my heart. Um, Full disclosure, years and years and years ago, when I took the Dale Carnegie class, this was the last thing that I spoke about. And it was with regard to um, dumping of raw sewage. It was specifically in Vancouver. I wasn't smart enough at the time to realize it happened in Montreal as well. I come from the background, 25 years, almost 30 years in the sewer industry, so I'm very much aware of what this looks like. In my 4 short years as the Kingsville councillor, I also realize that sewer separation has happened across so many municipalities across this country. But I want to take it one step further, if I could, Mr. Chair, and I do very much appreciate the remarks from Mr. Strahl and the remarks from Mr. Badaway, because they basically echo mine. But I want to take it a step further, because I know that we're talking about the dumping of raw sewage into the ports. But I want to talk about the Great Lakes for a moment and the vessels that come into the Great Lakes. I want to talk about the beaches that are, quite frankly, filled with used sanitary products. I know because I walk the beaches. And so whether or not it's dumped from a vessel that came in from another country, or whether or not it's dumped from because of 10 inches of rain that came out of Detroit, it's still an issue. And that same effluent that is dumped into our Great Lakes is the same effluent that goes to the St. Lawrence River. There's only one passageway to the ocean, and so I guess this is a very, very important topic of conversation. And I know that, and I forget when it was, Mr. Chair. I'm going to say 2 or 3 months ago, and pardon my ignorance for the timing of this, but there was conversations around the orcas and the vessels perhaps suspending for 10 days or 14 days the vessels off of the coast of Vancouver because the orcas were, I believe it was moving to the north. Well, if we're going to talk about the vessels, then we better be talking about raw sewage, because I'm sure the orcas certainly are not overly excited about that as well. I don't know why we wouldn't continue this conversation, and I certainly appreciate Mr. Rillo as well. You know, this should be a study. It could potentially be a study in and of its own, but I do believe that it's prudent for us to at least have the conversation and bring this forward. So thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate it.